A few minutes later, Knox's hood is pulled off. He's still outside. Someone shines a flashlight in his face, blinding him. Then he's pinned to the ground.
Get his hands down. Hurry!
Knox squints through the glare of the flashlight and finally makes out the face of Palmer, who is towering over him. Several other boys are behind him.
Get off me, asshole!
Palmer clamps a huge hand over Knox's mouth and quickly wraps electrical tape around his wrists. Another boy does the same to his ankles.
You still haven't been initiated.
Then, as Knox struggles against it, the boys start to strip him down, pulling down his jacket, his shirt, his pants, while Palmer pulls out a small video camera and powers it on.
Here's how it works. You sing the alma mater with us, and every time you mess up, we take some hair and...
A buzzing sound starts up.
Now, smile for the camera, bitch.
The others laugh, continuing to pin down Knox. Palmer lifts battery-operated shears up to the camera and signals the others to join him in the school song.
Warm our hearts with understanding, mold our backgrounds as we lead, Ellsworth prep in new directions.
He looks at Knox.
What's next? Sing it. F off. Wrong answer. The correct lyric is, to a world ahead in need.
With that, he bends closer and takes the first swipe, cutting away a long strip of Knox's hair. Knox growls under the electrical tape. The others laugh.
Aw, don't worry, newbie. I promise you someday, you're gonna look back on all this and laugh.
He raises the shears again, prepping for a longer cut.
Maybe we should skip the foreplay and just cut to the cutting.
Knox struggles until suddenly, a gunshot pierces through the air. A bullet rips into the dirt beside them, missing them by inches.
What the heck?
Another bullet whistles past them, blasting through the bark of a nearby tree. In an instant, there's total chaos.
Run! Run!
The other boys scatter, running into the night, panicked. Knox gets to his feet and hears another gunshot echo in the distance. He frees his ankles and starts to run for his life before one last gunshot rams into his shoulder and drops him in his tracks. The next afternoon, the entire student body sits silently in the dining hall. The faculty stands solemnly at the front of the room. Headmaster Cass addresses the students.
We'll be conducting our own review into this unfortunate incident, but until that time, we will do all we can to assist the police in their investigation.
On the periphery, a pair of police officers and a detective nod to Mr. Cass in acknowledgement and quietly scan the room.
I have been headmaster at this school for 20 years, and you, each and every one of you, are my life's work. You are my hope for the future, and the idea that one of you would bring a gun into these halls is abhorrent.
Among the students, Riley listens to the headmaster with a growing impatience. She glares at Palmer, who is not far away.
As always, counselors are available. Until then, we'll do all that we can to keep you safe.
Bullshit!
Students gasp and fall silent. Mr. Cass squints into the crowd.
I'm sorry? Was there a comment?
Riley finally stands up from her seat. The students around her react in stunned silence.
Yes, sir, the comment was mine. And the comment I made was, bullshit.
There's another collective gasp.
Young lady, please, sit down. If you want to discuss this further, we should do it in closed quarters.
So you can sweep it under the rug? A girl died here, and you dismissed it, sir. You said it was stress.
She looks around the hall.
So how are we all feeling now? Is anybody as stressed as I am?
A murmur of support rises among the students.
Someone has a rifle, sir.
We're aware of that.
Which means we're being hunted.
Riley, sit down.
Somebody is hunting students, sir, and until it ends, we will not be quiet, and we will not sit down.
As she says it, More students shout their support. Some stand with her. They pound on tables and stomp their feet. Various faculty wave their arms and demand silence, but the students refuse. An hour later, Knox hears a girl's voice.
Knox?
Just leave me alone. Go away.
He groans and opens his eyes. A bouquet of flowers sits by the window. A girl is standing by his bedside. Her wavy brown hair looks familiar. It's Violet, the dining hall girl, smiling at him.
Where are the police?
I don't know. I just got here. But I brought you some dinner.
Violet nods toward a dinner plate on the bedside table.
Normally I'd say you should eat it while it's hot, but it wouldn't taste any better. So, how do you feel?
Like my brain is in a vice?
Ouch. The doctor said you'd be okay, for whatever it's worth.
Knox's attention drifts toward the flowers on the window. Violet pulls a card from the bouquet and reads the inscription aloud.
Be safe. Love, Dad. Aw.
Knox just smirks and shakes his head. He notices an IV in his arm and starts pawing at the tubes.
Should you be doing that?
My father would never send me flowers. He'd consider it cliché.
Maybe he's saying he's sorry.
And he'd never do that either.
Knox struggles to climb out of bed.
Something's not right here. I've got to find my chart. I want to know what drugs I'm on. There's a file. I saw Dr. Mason looking at it.
But you're supposed to rest.
Someone is messing with my head.
Knox looks up at Violet with an expression of sheer desperation.
You trust.
That night, Knox stealthily enters Dr. Mason's empty office, turns on a desk light, and starts searching the various files piled up inside. Violet follows him apprehensively.
I'm so getting fired for this.
You said you hated your job.
Yeah, but jobs don't exactly grow on trees these days. Maybe for people like you they still do.
You mean rich people?
Just saying. I never knew what a trust fund was till I started working here. You all have your futures planned out and prepaid.
Like that's a good thing? And for your information, I spent a whole summer painting houses on the Cape, so I know what a job feels like.
Wow, the Cape. Sounds rough.
Dad thought it would be good for me. Building character, etc. Sometimes I think he barely knew me. Maybe he never wanted to.
Violet looks saddened by this. Knox picks up a stack of files and sees one with his name on it. He opens it, and he and Violet look at the recent photo of Knox with his father.
That's him? He looks nice enough. Handsome. I see where you get it.
Next, Knox finds a series of medical forms, filled with notes on various medications and dosages. It's a surprisingly long list.
Sodium pentothal, 5 cycles. Lithium, 5 cycles. Morphine, 3 cycles.
Digoxin? What is digoxin?
As Violet keeps reading, Knox starts feeling dizzy. He rubs his temple, then takes a seat in Dr. Mason's chair to try and steady himself.
They give digoxin to thoroughbreds during training. It's illegal.
For horses, but not students? How long have you been on this stuff?
You tell me.
Just then, they hear voices echoing from the hallway outside. Knox quickly shoves the papers back in the file and clicks off the desk lamp. They crouch behind the desk together, hiding. For a moment, all they can hear is their own breathing. They lean in even closer to each other, close enough to kiss. When Violet abruptly moves across the room to the door and peeks outside, she listens, then waves back to Knox.
I think we're clear.
As she says this, she sees Knox on the floor, in spasms.
Knox!
Knox can see Violet's blurry image hovering over him, but he can't hear her. His eyes flutter shut. In the dead of night, Knox suddenly opens his eyes to find himself harnessed to a steel lab table, surrounded by 6 technicians in white lab coats, all of them staring down at Knox. Knox panics, gasps for breath, and tries to speak, but finds a plastic gas mask strapped over his face, muffling his words.
Subject is awake, gentlemen.
Knox's eyes go wide as smoke suddenly fills his gas mask. He chokes as he breathes it in.
Let's try this again, son.
A halogen lamp lowers into place above Knox. Strobe lights burst, blinding him over and over.
Awake, arise, or be forever fallen.
The next morning, Knox bursts awake, gasping for breath, and finds himself back in his infirmary bed. He sees the morning sun peeking under the drawn window shades. He glances around, confused, and sees Violet curled up in a nearby chair, asleep. The cafeteria dinner plate is on his bedside table, untouched.
Violet?
Violet starts to stir, at first slowly, then suddenly.
Hey, whoa, what time is it?
She looks at a wall clock.
I've got to clock in at work in like 20 minutes.
What happened to me?
Last night, you passed out, and I got to drag you back in here.
She rubs her eyes.
I must have fallen asleep.
Where's my file?
Don't worry, I returned it. Nobody will ever know we were there.
Just then, the bell tower chimes. Violet groans and opens the window shades, and runs her fingers through her hair, collecting herself.
Now the walk of shame, straight to work. God, I feel classy.
Was anyone else here last night? Like, guys in lab coats?
Wow, those drugs must really be working, huh? Enjoy the ride.
She leans in and kisses Knox's cheek. She turns to leave, but then stops at the door.
I was thinking, you should write to your dad. Start talking to him again. I mean, maybe it would help.
Knox simply shrugs at her suggestion. Violet leaves and shuts the door behind her. 1 hour later, Palmer and Riley are sitting in the headmaster's office. Palmer barely fits in the chair. Riley shifts in her seat and assesses her nails. They are only inches apart, but refuse to look at each other, as they endure a scolding from Mr. Cass. Dr. Mason sits nearby, observing.
Chaos. That must be your goal. Inciting violence, rebellion, and fear, and at a time of such suffering. Frankly, I see little reason not to have you expelled.
I can think of a reason, sir.
Son, your family's money isn't going to get you out of this one.
Well, then how about the simple fact that I've done nothing wrong?
Palmer, you assaulted him.
Excuse me, that's hearsay.
He's got a chunk of hair missing from his scalp. That's not hearsay.
And your point is? Yes, we were on the quad. Yes, we were breaking curfew, and I regret that. But what I most regret is being shot at like a deer in the woods. That's not grounds for expulsion. That's grounds for a lawsuit, sir.
Riley groans and rolls her eyes at this. Mr. Cass studies her.
And you, Riley, challenging our authority in front of the student body. For what? To punish us for the death of a troubled young girl?
Riley reaches into her jacket and throws a small plastic object onto his desk. Mr. Cass picks it up and looks confused for a moment.
What's this?
Dr. Mason leans forward to look at the object, too.
It's a pregnancy test, and it's been used.
Gross.
An unreadable look passes across Mr. Cass's face.
Riley, this really is not the forum to be discussing any...
It's not mine, sir.
Mr. Cass looks at Dr. Mason for a clue, and Dr. Mason finally understands.
Sophia.
Riley nods. Mr. Cass glares at Riley.
And how do we know this was hers?
I found it in a garbage can near her room, and I put 2 and 2 together.
You think she was pregnant?
I don't know. Let's ask Mr. Cass. Is that a tiny little plus sign or a tiny little minus sign, sir?
Mr. Cass gives it a glance, then carefully puts it down. He can't hide how upset he is.
But I apologize. You were asking why I could possibly be so upset about a troubled young girl.
She raises an eyebrow.
Would you like...
30 minutes later, Riley and Palmer walk away from the headmaster's office, heading to class. Palmer is literally applauding Riley.
Oh my God, that was brilliant. I was threatening a lawsuit and you blew that out of the water. I'm impressed.
Then give me the tape. When you went after Knox, you were filming it. I want that tape.
Why?
Because you'll pass it around campus and everyone will see it, and Knox doesn't deserve that.
Wow. Do you have any idea how horny you're making me right now?
Please don't get weird.
I'm serious. I forgot how sexy you are when you're committed. When you actually give a and...
He gives her a look.
When you're not totally stoned.
Riley groans and flips him off. Palmer just shrugs.
Pardon me for caring about you. Maybe I don't want to see you jumping off a bell tower someday.
Palmer glances around, reaches into his backpack, and pulls out the video camera. He hands it to her. As he leaves, he asks her,
The pregnancy test. Was that real?
Riley simply shrugs, poker-faced. Palmer smiles and walks away.
Brilliant.
2 days later, Knox passes through the school halls after classes, heading toward his room. Classmates nod and slap his good shoulder, Hitch among them.
Look at you, a bullet in the shoulder. Some guys will do anything to get out of class.
Knox turns the corner and slips into his open doorway, and finds Riley sitting on the bed.
I have the video.
A few minutes later, Knox and Riley are reviewing the events of the night on the video. The head shaving. The gunshots.
Has anyone seen this?
I don't think so. Palmer knows it would get him kicked out of school.
But he gave it to you.
You'd be surprised what a boy will give up when he wants to be loved. Anyway, you should have it.
Play it one more time.
Riley complies.
Stop. Make it go back for a sec.
Riley rewinds the footage a bit, to the point where Palmer is running from the distant gunshots.
Stop. There. Right there.
The frozen footage reveals a speck of light coming from a distant building. Riley goes back and forth, frame by frame, and as she does, a tiny light flashes on and off, in time to the gunshots.
Those are the gunshots.
The police said the shots must have come from ground level. Does that look like ground level to you?
Not even close.
Knox's jaw tightens. The confusion he's been feeling for so long gives way to anger.
It's time we get inside that bell tower.